Okay, let's see what we have here. The erudite professor expatiated upon the intricacies of quantum mechanics with great perspicacity. Oh my God. I'm Stephanie Nietzsche. What the heck did I just say? You know what I said? I said the smart teacher explained physics well. Who would have ever thought that? So the point of the video here is today, if you are a writer and you feel like you do not know enough words or big words or great words, and that's holding you back, guess what? You're making a mistake, because that's not really what readers want. Readers who are getting lost in, a work of fiction, that's exactly what they want to do. They want to get lost in a story. So if they're presented with unfamiliar words or difficult words or words that they have to stop reading and look up, they may stop reading your story. Now, I'm not saying don't use, maybe one or two words throughout the story, but I would not put them too close together, because if you do, the reader might say to themselves, oh, that's another word I don't understand. How many more times is this going to show up in the story? Am I going to get engrossed in this story and then all of a sudden be presented with a word that I'm going to have to stop and look up, or I may not be able to figure out what it means, so I'm just going to stop reading this book anyway? That's exactly what a reader might say. And a reader might say, I'm never reading this author again. So that is not something that you would want to do. You do not want to alienate your reader, especially if it's a first-time reader and they think all your work is like that. They'll never pick up another one of your books. So with that said, I also want to add, come on, Stephanie, let's get those wheels rolling. Okay, this is the other thing I wanted to say. I read a post by an author. I don't know, it was a couple of years ago, but it always stayed with me. And they must have used unfamiliar words in their work. And the readers must have, maybe in the review said something about it, or maybe messaged the writer themselves, the author themselves, and let them know that they really weren't happy, and they felt like it took them out of the story because he was using these unfamiliar words. So this author made a post about it in one of the writing groups that I'm in, and he wasn't happy about it. And he said, well, if a reader, doesn't like the words that I use in my work, well, maybe they shouldn't be reading my work. Well, guess what, author? They're not going to read your work. And if these are words that you use in daily conversation, chances are people are not going to want to have a conversation with you either, because I don't find that fun. The sentence that I just read, that's not fun. That's not interesting. The only thing interesting about it is that I'm going to have to pick up a dictionary and figure out what those words mean. And as a reader, that is not something that I personally want to do. When I pick up a book, I want to get lost in a story. I don't want to get lost in a dictionary. I don't want to get lost in a word because I have no idea what it means or what it could mean. I mean, yeah, we can figure it out sometimes as we read on in the sentence or the paragraph. It all, fits together and we're like, oh yeah, that must be what that word means, but that's not something we want to do. We do not want to guess. Another time you can use words like that if your character is the type of person that uses those big words. So if you have maybe, somebody who's trying to prove that they're smart, or someone maybe, who just learned some big words and they're trying to use them in their daily conversation in your story, then sure, throw those words in, because maybe the reader can learn some words too. If you write a brief explanation, if you work in the story with what that word means, but otherwise, that's not fun. Stories like that are not fun. If the reader doesn't know what the word means, it's not fun. And yeah, it takes them right out of the story. And that's not what you want as a writer. You want your readers to say, wow, that story was so enjoyable. I sailed right through it. That's how great it was. That's what you want. So as a writer, never think that you are not using big enough words, grand enough words, words with multiple syllables. Never think that. Just keep your story nice, keep it simple. Hemingway, he's an icon, he's a legend. He did not use difficult words. He kept his sentences short, simple, sweet, and he wrote some fabulous stories. So always keep that in the back of your mind. Remember that. This is, this is not a contest or a spelling bee or a grammar contest. You're a fiction writer. You're writing fiction. So if your character does not call for that, or your story itself does not call for that, do not make a simple story complicated or difficult with using difficult words. All right, everyone, I'm Stephanie Nietzsche. Thank you, as always, for watching. Thank you for listening. I hope everything I say helps, inspires, motivates, because remember, we all have to start somewhere, and we all have started from somewhere, and we really should be here to help each other out. All right, have a great day. I'll see you next time.